I'm literally so tired of trying to record this video. That's because today is May 17th, and we're right in that weird pocket right before the historical execution of Anne Boleyn. And people don't really like to talk about the other people who were executed before Anne Boleyn, which includes, ding, 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 her brother, George Boleyn. Yes, that's right. Today, May 17th, is the day that George Boleyn was executed on Tower Hill. And the crazy thing is to me that I have seen literally no one else talk about, not the official Tower of London accounts, no other history accounts, is the fact that George Boleyn was one of the main catalysts behind the reason why Anne Boleyn had to go. That's because George Boleyn was the political threat behind Anne Boleyn. He was the danger. George Boleyn, unlike his sister, was beloved. He was beloved. He was thought of as not only handsome, but he was this total Renaissance package. He was this beautiful, intelligent man who could talk about theology and politics and history and all the things. Everyone loved George Boleyn. There's like no bad things you can hear about him, except he was like really lax in his money spending. When he went to court for treason with his sister in 1536, people in the audience literally cried. There were people who hated him and his sister, who recorded the events of him defending himself in trial in 1536 for the charges of incest and treason, who were like, yeah, he obviously didn't do it, and his loss, his declaration of guilty by Henry VIII's ministers, it is a tragedy and is a loss for England. And that's the reality. George Boleyn was the political threat behind Anne Boleyn, okay? If Henry VIII had died while Anne was still his wife and they had Elizabeth I as their only child, George Boleyn was not only so popular, he was so politically astute that he could have led a civil war in England to ensure, after Henry VIII's death, that his niece took the throne, which that would have gotten him a lot of money and power and all that good stuff. So it is not only demeaning, it's incredibly frustrating as we slide into these last days that would have historically been Anne Boleyn's, to forget one of the big power sources behind her, who was executed on this day unjustly because essentially Thomas Cromwell and Henry VIII were intimidated by him. So before you go and pour your cups out in a couple days for Anne Boleyn, let's pour a little one out for George Boleyn, who deserves to be remembered and respected as a humanist and as a forward thinker in the English Reformation. George, wherever you're at, hope you're doing well.